Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're getting right into it. We're breaking down a blueprint for building something that really matters, a connection that's built to last. We're talking trust, intimacy, the whole deal.
So let's just ask the big question right up front. How do you actually build a connection that truly lasts? The kind that we all hope for. And the great thing is, it's not some big mystery. It's not about just getting lucky.
Nope, it's a blueprint. Seriously, a step-by-step guide for building something real, something strong. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Walk through that plan piece by piece. So let's start where any good construction project does.
With the foundation. Part 1 is all about proving your reliability. I mean, think about it. You can't build a skyscraper on sand, right? Well, a relationship is no different. It needs a rock-solid base, and that base is all about trust and knowing you can count on someone.
So step 1, you gotta be her rock. And that's more than just a cliche. It's about being that stable, dependable person she knows, without a doubt, that she can lean on. It's about creating this safe space where she can open up about anything, insecurities, problems, whatever, and know she's not gonna be judged for it.
And what's so cool here is how this gets broken down into the small, everyday stuff. I mean, look at this. On one side, you've got the simple, consistent things that build trust brick by brick. And on the other, the stuff that just chips away at it, things that make her feel like she's not important. It really drives home that the little things, they are the big things when you're building that foundation.
Okay, so reliability isn't just about showing up on time, it's also about loyalty. The source material uses this great phrase, a laser-sharp focus on her. And this isn't just about not cheating, it's about actively showing her she's your #1 priority. That means, not letting your eyes wander and checking out other women, which sends the complete opposite message. And man, the damage when that focus isn't there, it's huge. Psychologically, it's basically telling her that her value isn't secure, that she's always being compared to someone else. The source puts it bluntly, it makes her feel like a piece of meat, not a partner. One single action like that can just blow up the entire foundation of security you've been trying to build. All right, so once that foundation of trust is set, it's time to start building up. That brings us to part 2, deepening that emotional intimacy. This is where we start building the actual heart of the relationship. And the key here, the really crucial part, is showing you care about her mind and her personality, not just her body. It's about being genuinely curious about what's going on inside her head. Her thoughts, her stories, how she sees the world. That's the good stuff. And the source gives us some fantastic, practical ways to do this. Things like asking about her childhood, her friends, her favorite memories. These aren't just interview questions, right? They're invitations. You're basically saying, hey, your world is interesting to me. I want to know more. It shows you value the whole person. And this leads to a really important question you have to ask yourself. Are you just hearing the words or are you actually listening? Because there's a huge difference. Hearing is just sound waves hitting your ears, but listening, that's active. That's engaging with what she's really saying, the feeling behind it. And that's where the real magic happens. And you know what the source points to as a super simple but crazy powerful tool for this? Eye contact. That's it. When she's talking, just looking at her sends this clear, undeniable message. I'm here. You've got all of my attention. What you're saying is important to me. It's so basic, but it's a total cornerstone of making someone feel truly heard. Okay, so our foundation is solid. The emotional walls are going up. Now it's time for the details, the finishing touches that really make the whole thing special. This is part 3, the power of attentiveness. And here's a key insight. Being attentive isn't about being a mind reader. You don't have to guess. It's about being a good observer. And this breaks it down so simply. First, you just observe, her body language, her eyes. Then you listen to her words and her tone. And if something seems off, you do the third step. You just ask, what's wrong? It's a simple process that shows you're really tuned in. Attentiveness also shows up in all those small gestures that have a huge impact. Opening doors for her, helping with heavy bags, even just cleaning up your car before she gets in. These little things are unspoken ways of saying, I value you, and I was thinking of you. And of course, there's a great note here. This isn't about forcing old school chivalry if she's not into it. The point is just to be thoughtful. Okay, we've come to what the source calls the keystone. In an arch, it's that final stone at the top that holds the whole thing together. And in this blueprint, that keystone is what locks all the other pieces of trust in place. Without this, the whole structure is at risk of falling apart.
And it's all about respecting her pace and her boundaries. And here's a core principle. Physical intimacy isn't the goal, it's the result. It's not the starting line. It's something that develops naturally, but only after you've built real romance and a solid foundation of trust. The order here is everything. And this is such a great point. There's a big difference between just having fun together and actually building romance. A loud bar or a big event, sure, it can be fun, but it's also kind of impersonal. A thoughtful date, though, something like stargazing or a nice dinner where you can actually talk, that's personal. That shows her that she specifically is who you want to be with.
And this brings us to the single most important rule, the non-negotiable. No pressure. Ever. Seriously, pressure is the fastest way to destroy trust. When you respect her decisions about intimacy, without pouting, without complaining, without arguing, you're proving something huge. You're proving that you value her more than you value getting what you want.
So, there it is, the finished structure. You put it all together, and what you have is this incredible blueprint for trust. It's a framework standing on 4 super strong pillars: being dependable, building emotional intimacy, being attentive, and respecting boundaries. So that's the blueprint, laid out from start to finish. And it all comes down to this one final thought, this one question for you. Trust isn't something you're just given. It's something you have to build, one brick at a time. So the only question left is, what's your first brick going to be?